Hi, I'm Dave Letterman. Welcome to the program. Now, tonight's show is a rerun, and this one was originally telecast here on NBC May 9th, 1985. But it's interesting about reruns. They actually seem to improve with age when they're in the can on the shelf, like fine wine, or perhaps in this case, like really strong cheese. Anyway, the interesting thing about tonight's show is I will be sitting here along with you, the vast American viewing public, watching the show. That's right. I'll be watching it with you. You think this is the kind of thing Pat Sajak would ever do for you? I don't think so. So let's sit back now and enjoy. Oh, there's the opening theme right now.
From New York, where life's no picnic, it's Late Night with David Letterman. Tonight, Bob Hope, comedian Bill Maher, and child recipe winner Brandon Gray-Devitt. Also, we crush things with a 50-ton hydraulic press and viewer mail. And now, a man who is about to leave for California, David Letterman.
Yeah, this is a great show. This, to me, doesn't look like a show. It looks more like an audition tape, like the actual host has died after a lengthy illness, and now they're looking at new boys. Interestingly enough, I believe this show has been colorized, and it was in the primitive stages of that process. You can see they didn't get around to the tie.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the program. My name is David Letterman. Well, it happened again. Now, this is twice now within 3 weeks. The Coca-Cola Company, I think they've lost their minds. They announced today another major press conference to announce that they're changing the formula. They're changing the taste of Coca-Cola again. This time they're trying to get a more garlicky taste. The hell has gone wrong there? If you're visiting from out of town or you're a native New Yorker, well, we have some good news for New York. And I must say, I'm the first one to commend the City Council and the Mayor's office whenever they do something that will really enhance the quality of life in Manhattan and all through the city of New York. For example, the New York Council has voted now, New York City Council, that beginning July 1st, arsonists must use unleaded gasoline. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. We have an exciting show. This is our last show before we go to California for a week. We'll be back. You know that part about going to California? I made it up. We're coming to your house. That's where we're going. Thank you. Thank you so much. We have a keen show. We have a what, sir? What? I'm sorry. Let's clear this up. All right, go right ahead. Say it once more. What did you say? I said gag me with a spoon. Okay, fine. Thank you very much. A great big guy.
This also answers the question, is there a dress code for the audience? Obviously not.
Give you any idea why we're going to California? But we're coming back. That's the important thing. Yes. But we're going to be out there. And, Paul, we're going to be treated like, what are we going to be treated like?
Like...
the guy in the audience said, like tourists, which is probably not too far off the mark. It's Paul Schaefer, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Let me say this. Thank you so much. Big show today. I have nothing but good, supportive feelings. I am up about it.
Kind of an interesting point here. Whenever you see Paul talking like this, you can pretty much bet on the fact that he's lying.
To sort of express my feelings about how excited I am about
Paul Schaefer, ladies and gentlemen, in the band. Take it away, Paul.
Paul doing the yeah song. You know, at the time, it really seemed funny.
Are you looking forward to going to California?
Very, very much so.
It's going to be exciting,
sir.
isn't it?
Yes, it is. How about you?
I'm very excited about it. We're going to be out there all this next week, and we'll have wonderful stars, won't we?
Marvelous stars.
Some big-time stars. We'll have Lee Marvin will be on the show from California.
Yeah.
And Bo Derek, Stevie Wonder. Later in the week, Hugh Hefner. Did I mention Lee Marvin?
This is kind of interesting. Whenever you see me sort of lean toward the camera like that, and I look very sincere, very forthright, and I'm saying things like that, that usually is a tip-off that I, too, am lying.
And also, Johnny Carson will be on, or so they say. I'll believe it when I see it.
When we do the Hefner show, are we going to do it like the Playboy After Dark house party?
No.
All wear tuxes and have us...
Yeah, this is also interesting. I don't know whether it's the angle that I'm leaning at or it's the light reflecting off my tie, but it kind of looks now like a fillet of some game fish, doesn't it?
We were in, somebody invited us to a party. I don't know exactly what the kind of party this was, but invited to this party here. Yeah, you don't want to miss that there. That's all right. Somebody. Somebody wants to take us out for chili dogs, Paul. That'll be one night. A lot of wonderful invitations from all of the friendly folks there in Southern California, and we certainly appreciate everybody who gave us these wonderful gifts. Dear Dave, my family owns a tortilla shop in Fresno. Do you want a free box of corn and flour tortillas? Of course we do. Why do you think we're going?
No, I think now it doesn't look so much like filleted game fish. It's kind of liver colored.
Oh. A tour of Knott's Berry Farm. Another brunch on the beach in Laguna Beach. Oh, that's beautiful. Have you ever been down there? It's very nice. A box of cigars and a tour of Big Surf, the man-made beach in Phoenix, Arizona. And something, so we're getting a lot of nice things, and we'll certainly look forward to all of that stuff. Anyway, beginning Monday night. Now, if you have to stay home from work, that's all right. If you have to leave school, that's fine. If you have to take a nap, please do. Monday night, our week-long bombastic review of shows from California will begin, and there are going to be a lot of different things on the shows, right, Paul?
Are there?
I don't know. We're going to have a meeting or something on the plane. So that'll be beginning Monday. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's Thursday night. Of course, that's the reason we've doubled security. Yes, it's time to answer our voluminous viewer mail. That's Howard. We're going to miss Howard in California. Will we have a Howard in California? Yes. All right. We'll have a Howard in California.
Yeah. Not actually Howard.
No, have a Howard.
We'll have a Howard.
Yeah. And the West Coast Howard is now practicing doing this. Now, Howard, we love you, and I'm sorry you're not going to make the trip, but we do love you, Howard, and thanks for all your... Dear Dave, letter number 1 begins, the other day a friend told us about a curious phenomenon. He said that chewing, that is crunching, a wintergreen lifesaver in the dark causes green sparks to be emitted from your mouth. And you know what? We tried it, and it works and is perfectly harmless. Fluorescently yours, Heather McCann, Steve Alexander, Jack Geber, Jamie Hook. It took 4 people to write this letter. They're coming to us from Alston, Maine, I believe. Well, sure, everybody knows that, folks. But did you know that if you squeeze an after-dinner mint with a pair of pliers, it emits a ghostly image of Andy Williams? Since it's Howard's last night here in New York, not his last night, since it's our last night here, let's really work Howard crazy, shall we?
You know, it seemed like a good idea at the time and kind of like harmless fun to overwork our sound effects guy, Howard, but we really overworked him, and he had some kind of a seizure and collapsed and died.
And come right to the question at hand. Just what are your writers looking for? Gail Granfers, Sacramento, California. Congratulations, Gail was able to write her letter all by herself. Well, Gail, what are my writers looking for? An excellent question. Perhaps this videotape will answer your question.
Hi, I'm Meryl, a late-night writer. I'm looking for someone who knows what it is to be a man, but hasn't lost touch with the little boy he once was, and yet senses the threadbare and exhausted pile of hopeless human wreckage he'll become.
I'm Jerry. I'm one of the married writers. I'm looking for a cheap, meaningless, backstreet affair that will fill me with self-loathing. At least I'd feel something for a change, damn it.
Hi, I'm Chris, and I don't really want anything for myself. All I want is peace for all nations and an end to world hunger and disease. But if I can't have that, then please, somebody, make these damn voices stop. Make them stop. Dave, please make them stop. They're driving me crazy.
That's interesting. Of the three writers you just saw there, only one really got their desire. Of course, it was Jerry. And he really is still filled with self-loathing.
Begins pleasantly enough. Dear Dave, we would like very much to receive 2 tickets, 4 if possible, she includes there parenthetically, to one of your great late-night shows. We would prefer a Friday night if possible.
Yeah, I'd give you an idea how long ago this was. In those days, we weren't on Friday nights. Now we are on Friday nights, and I'm not sure it's much of an improvement.
Tickets for a Friday night, but the problem is we don't do a show on Friday night. In fact, I'm not even sure what they do here at 12:30 on Friday nights. Hal?
Yeah, Dave.
Could we see some videotape of what NBC runs at 12:30 on Friday nights here so the Ruperts will have an idea what they'll be seeing?
Sure, here comes
Oh, okay, it's our director, Hal Gertner, there.
Good evening. Welcome to Worth the Wait with Al Frisch. I'm Al Frisch. Let's get right to it. 150.
No.
Any change in your pockets?
No.
136.
No.
You wearing socks?
No.
160.
No.
I'm stumped. We'll be right back to put her on scales.
Now, is Al going with us? No. Al's not going with us. Will there be a West Coast Al? Oh, good. As long as we're covered. Here you go, Howard. A little something new for you. Howard, it was only water. All right, where are we? Number 4? Is that it? Number 4. Dear Dave, how come your guests always seem so ready to bolt at the conclusion of their interviews? Your friend, John Hamilton. P.S. What does your director, Hal Gertner, do? You know, John, it's funny that these 2 questions should be included in the same letter because the answers, surprisingly enough, are related. Here, let me show you how. You know, our director, Hal Gertner, besides being one of the finest directors on duty here at NBC after midnight, is also an excellent, well, I'll show you what he's really an excellent Oh,
right,
it's wonderful out
Cheryl.
here. Hal Gertner is an excellent cook, and every night he brews up a special batch of his 3-alarm chili. How is it tonight, Hal?
It's great, Dave. Here, have some.
Oh, thank you very much.
Here,
Thank you.
reach over there.
Oh,
Yeah.
ooh, boy.
It's hot. Watch your
Oh,
fingers.
That
Watch
is a
your
little
fingers.
hot,
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you put anything else in here different tonight,
Nothing
Hal?
strange. No, it's about the same. Carl, how about you? Let the cameraman have some of that. Here's some more. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, yeah. I didn't know how that happened, yeah. TV sound, yeah, okay.
Okay, I'll take care of it.
No, sorry. That's for the fact, yeah. Never mind. Well,
My gosh, boy, it's interesting. 3.5 years, and look how the fashions have changed. Hal, come here. Look at the way you used to dress in those days. Isn't that unbelievable?
yeah, isn't that wild?
Yeah, that's pretty strange.
That's it for Viewer Mail for another week. Our guests tonight, Bob Hope, Bill Maher, and the runner-up in the child recipe competition,
Al,
Brandon Gray-Devitt.
Right, yeah.
We'll be right back, folks.
Okay.
After you take a look at this.
Right, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, please go. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. Welcome back to tonight's Thursday show. My first guest tonight played his first game of golf. The year was 1927. Let's take a look at some film of the man in action in those days. As you can see, he was not too shabby a golf player. He has a brand new book out. It's called Confessions of a Hooker, My Lifelong Love Affair with Golf. It's always a pleasure to welcome Mr. Bob Hope. Bob.
You know, at the time, we were very, very honored to have Bob Hope with us because, as you know, it's not just any show that Bob Hope will drop in on. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It is just any show that Bob Hope will drop in on. It's also interesting, the man's close to 100, and his hair looks better than mine.
Where do you get this hot
They're excited to see you.
Yeah, they're nice.
We get great audiences, and they're doubly happy to see you tonight.
Nice.
Let me ask you a question. Every time you come on this show, most of the guests come right around the corner from backstage. You come in from the hallway.
Well, I don't do that. They put me in the green room. They wanted me to see that little shot.
Here's a little note about the set. Take a look at that desk. You see that desk? $59. Any unfinished furniture store in the country. $59. Hal, what is the finish on that?
I remember walking out.
Is that oak, teak? What is that?
Golden oak contact paper.
Oh, contact paper.
I don't mean our show.
Thank
I mean the first time any show you walked on.
Oh.
Because you walked on. I saw you once on the nightly news.
The first television show I ever walked on was Ed Sullivan.
Is that right?
Yep.
What year, do you know?
I had about 1949, something like that.
Now, was it a big surprise? Did nobody know it was going to happen?
Well, I used to play golf with Ed Sullivan, and he said, why don't you come down? And I'd never been on television, you know. And I'd done Academy Awards and all that kind of stuff and radio. And I walked down, and I got a feel of it. It's like vaudeville, you know. Especially his show, because I guess I did a couple of minutes of jokes for him.
Yeah. Do you remember what you said?
Nah. Although I've said it since, I'm probably.
Now, what was Ed like on the golf course? He didn't strike me as being a guy.
He was very, very sincere golfer. He wanted to play
really good.
Oh yeah, he'd really give you lessons and everything. Sullivan.
Yeah. When did you start playing golf?
I started playing.
1927.
That was the lie about that shot. You know, that wasn't 1927.
Oh, that wasn't 27.
Nobody ever had the shot of me, David, of me in 1927, because I didn't know how to play golf, and I stood in one spot for an hour trying to hit the ball. And 4 foursomes went through me. And I got so exasperated, I took the clubs and threw them over the fence. I said, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. No more. So then I got on vaudeville. In 1930, I was sitting around Winnipeg, Canada, and Edmonton, Canada, and vaudeville. And there was this act walking out and playing golf every morning, and I was sitting around the hotel, and I finally said, you guys play every day? He said, yeah, why don't you come out? And I went out with them, got hooked on this game, and I've been doing it ever since.
Ever since. Now, who was the act that took you out to play golf?
Diamond Brothers.
Dance team? Comedy team?
Diamond. They were sort of a flop team, flip-flop team. And
acrobatic dancing and stuff like that?
Yeah. Wonderful guys.
Big success in those days, were they?
Oh, tremendous. We were on the Orpheum time. Which
I know what you're saying at home as you're watching this. 2 things. First of all, what's the deal on Bob's handkerchief? And secondly, has there ever been a duller conversation on TV?
It was top of the line?
It was just like playing this place, you know. It was intimate, you know.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah, just great.
Now, you played, of course, Bing Crosby, I know was an excellent golfer. Who were some of the other people that you played golf with? And like Jackie Gleason, you played with him?
I played with Jackie, you know, the last few years. Jackie.
Don't change the channel, because a little bit later, Bob tells a story about somebody who's actually still alive. And as I watch this, it occurs to me, why didn't I bring up the stories of me and Tom Brokaw? We get together on the weekends riding around shooting out streetlights in the country. It didn't occur to me at the time. I'm sorry.
We pay after every hole.
Yeah.
Just get it.
And does he still drink, do you think?
He putts with a swizzle stick. Now he has the whole thing. He has
He has a bar in the cart?
Bar in the cart and the whole thing. And a psychiatrist.
Takes a psychiatrist with him. That's not a bad idea. What are we doing? We have to, we'll do a commercial, Bob, and then if you can stick around, we'll continue chatting here for a second. We'll be right back. More with Mr. Bob Hope.
By the way, Bob Hope requested some reggae music for the commercial break.
Hope is here. Confessions of a Hooker, My Lifelong Love Affair with Golf. You mentioned Howard.
So I think this is at least the second time that I've plugged this book, Confessions of a Hooker. Before the show's over, we'll find out if the thing did any business. I'm guessing it sold nothing. Nobody bought this thing. Also, during the break, stagehands came out with a tank of oxygen. Not for Bob, for me and the audience.
One handicap had his own pro that just taught him.
Yeah.
And that's when he did something, he did it
Is he the
right.
guy who was late for a date to play golf and he came in on an airplane, landed right there?
Yeah.
Right there on the fairway?
He landed on the fairway.
Yeah.
Sure.
They arrest him or anything?
I don't think so. No, not with his kind of money.
What about 20 minutes into the show and we're still talking about golf. It's my passion.
No, I'm not going to say Gerald Ford is not the worst golfer. Gerald Ford's a pretty good golfer, but he has his odd moments, you know? Really.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Like what kind of odd moment?
Well, like, for instance, he knocks the gallery down, little things like that, And he skis a lot, and a lot of times he comes down and plays 3 or 4 holes before he takes his skis off,
It's tough on the greens, isn't it?
Yeah. I have a special caddy when I play with him. He's the same blood type I am. And, cost me a lot of money when I play with him because my insurance premiums go up.
Yeah. Who was the first president you played golf with?
The first one, I think, was Kennedy. And Nixon was the first, I think. Nixon had a no.
He came after Kennedy.
No, that's right. No,
he was vice president, and then Kennedy, and then he came later.
That's right.
Now, Nixon, that seems like it would be a strange golf partner, Nixon. What kind of a person is he on the golf course?
Oh, he's wonderful.
Nice guy?
Very good.
Does he drink while he plays? Does...
No, he plays.
He plays well.
Right down the center, all the way.
Does he lose his temper?
I don't think so. No more than anybody else. Ike and Jerry Ford, they're both...
Now, this is fun. You hear Bob talking about playing golf with Ike, and you're thinking Dwight Eisenhower, President of the United States. No, it turns out it's Ike Turner. Can you believe that?
We all do that.
That's why we had him on.
You don't play golf, do you?
I used to play when I was much younger, and I was no good at it.
You were too young for Swearwoods, I guess.
Yeah, but I was just no good at it, so I passed on.
That's the way I started. That's why I quit. But
I have an idea. Let's see what else is on.
Good. Like somebody said, how'd you play? Did you play?
Yeah, all right. I guess we can come back to that later.
The thing that I remember about it, I play maybe once a week, and I'd hit one good shot out of 18
now,
balls,
this is as low as it gets. I'm telling golf stories.
Miserable shots, bouncing them off my ankle and that kind of thing. And at the end of the day, I'd say, I hit that one pretty darn good. And then on the strength of that, I'd go back and try to get... Yeah,
one shot. Sure, that's the way. That's the way when you start,
Now, you got another birthday coming up, huh?
Yeah.
You going to London to celebrate this one?
London, back home.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And tell me about the show. The Queen going to be a part of this? The royal family?
No, Prince Philip. It's Prince Philip's benefit. It's called the Duke of Edinburgh Scheme. And that's his cause for handicapped kids. That's what they call it. So he's promoting the whole thing.
And this will be here on NBC shortly?
It'll be in May 28th.
Yeah,
May 28th.
And this will be what birthday? What birthday is this?
This will be my 58th.
58th birthday.
I can't sit and say 82. I can't say that.
82, it's hard to believe. It's just darn impossible to believe. Listen, Bob, have a good trip to England.
Thank you very much.
Do a nice show and come back.
And read that book and buy some clubs, will you?
I'll do that, Bob. We'll play.
Here's an interesting little-known sidebar. I did read his book. I did go out and I bought some clubs, and I practiced every day. And last year, I won the Masters tournament. I couldn't be more proud. Hi. You still here? I had to get a little shower to refresh myself. I'll be watching this rerun with you all night. At the beginning, we thought it was going to be a great idea. Now, I don't know. You're probably having similar thoughts at home there. Coming up on the show, Bill Maher, comedian. And then a kid with some recipes. And oh, my God, if we're really lucky, perhaps some golfing stories.
Here is another all-new assortment of items that we had custom pressed for your viewing pleasure. Archimedes once said, "Give me a long enough lever and a place to stand, and I can move the world." We here at Late Night have a similar philosophy. It goes like this. Give me an 80-ton hydraulic...
Yeah, nice little outfit there, Dave. I look like one of the geeks on the Brady family Christmas reunion.
Here in a machine shop somewhere in New Jersey, next to the Tick-Tock Diner, a festival of brute force.
What can you do to an alarm clock?
Well, that's an excellent question. What do you do to shut off a noisy alarm clock in the morning? Well, here's what I did. I got one of these 80-ton hydraulic presses, put it right next to the bed. When that happens, you just slide it right under there, and before you know it, you're sound asleep again. Works like a charm. Okay, let's have a look here. There you go. Make a nice brooch, wouldn't it?
How about making something flat as a pancake?
I get it. You'd like to see something flat as a pancake. Well, how about pancakes? And, oh, a little syrup, sure.
You know, I believe this is the show for which we won the Peabody Award.
Morning, honey. What's for breakfast?
How about something from the world of sports?
Okay, here we have a little something from the world of sports, the athletic supporter, and, of course, the protective cup. Breaking out in a sweat. Football player dreads hearing. Oh, oh my God, a cracked cup. Oh, well, it's the chess club for Junior from now on.
Something striped.
Something striped. Good luck to us all.
You know what would be really cool? A human head.
I'm sorry, we're not going to do a human head. But how about a Mr. Potato Head? Made out of the same material that the athletic cup was made from.
I'd like to see some kind of contest.
Well, this will be good. Scientists...
You know, the truth of the matter is this hydraulic press thing is pretty good, but this particular segment, the balls, the hard ball, the softball, and the coconut, turned out to be nothing. So I tell you what, how about some more Bob Hope golf stories? Bob?
And threw him over the fence. I said, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. No more. So then I got on vaudeville in 1930. I was sitting around Winnipeg, Canada, and Edmonton, Canada, and vaudeville. And there was this act walking out and playing golf every morning. And I was sitting around the hotel, and I finally said, you guys play every day? He said, yeah, why don't you come out? And I went out with them, got hooked on this game, and I've been doing it ever since.
At the end of the day.
Why don't you squash a bug?
Squash a bug? Sure. Seems a little juvenile, but why not? Found this one crawling out of Bill Wendell's hair. Fortunately, Bill was nowhere around at the time.
You know, Bill Wendell has a pretty good sense of humor, but actually he's still kind of steamed about the remark, the bug crawling out of his hair and so forth. In fact, a couple of days ago at the Christmas party, he had a few drinks and punched me.
Oh, come on, do a human head, will you?
Folks, please, I'm sorry I told you no on the human head. All right, this is as close as we're going to come, a canned ham. But seriously, let's knock off that human head stuff, huh?
Of the Electoral College. The Electoral College is determined by population, and every state has as many electors as it has senators and congressmen.
Oh, gee, I'm really sorry about that Tom Brokaw thing. Apparently we've had some kind of problem with one of the General Electric satellites. I hope it doesn't happen again.
As always, good night. Thank you so much for watching. And drive safely.
We'll be right back.
My next guest is one of the stars of a series on this network called Sarah. He is also a fine stand-up comedian and will be appearing here in New York City at Caroline's beginning May 14th. Please welcome Bill Maher.
This is what I like to do whenever we have a comic on. This way, right in your own home, you can pretend you're in a comedy club. There we go. Excuse me, waitress, there's not quite enough water in my cocktail. Could you freshen that up for me? Thank you.
So, well, nice to be here. I'm originally from the East. Anybody? Yeah? Japan is where I'm from, so maybe I'm a little further east. Well, I'll tell you something about the Japanese. They will eat anything. Do you have sushi here? Do you ever have that? Good if you like bait. I had it once. I said to the waiter, I said, this isn't the food we eat, is it? I said, this is food to get other food with. It's just the beginning of the life chain, you know. It's a wealthy country, America. We don't eat the first slimy thing that crawls up on our plate. You kids today with your crazy foods and Sony Walkmans, the artificial hearts, I don't know. Well, everybody's got one of those artificial hearts now. It's like every week another guy has one. And because they're so convenient, like the first guy had, like, you know, a piano on his tail. That was no good. Now they got that little battery pack. Anybody can have it as long as you remember. That'd be embarrassing to, you know, go out of the house. Gee, I got my glasses, my wallet. Oh, my heart. What a dunderhead. You know, if I didn't have a pack on my head, I'd forget that, too. Driving out of the house. Honey, we got to go back. I think I left it on the dresser. Yeah, boy, I feel old. You know, the state of medical science, when I was a kid, my father, the big spender, used to send us to the health mobile for our checkups. There's a feeling of security being examined in a Winnebago. I mean, the guy can commit a malpractice, literally drive away. What do? Chase him in a lawyer mobile? I kid my father, Vernon Presley. I kid my father, but I must say he was always there because he had no job. Always there. It's not so bad if your mother's...
How's your weekend?
You know, you can...
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
The weather was nice. It was cold. Below zero Saturday morning.
How much snow did you have up there?
About 4
I had about 5 inches of snow, and then they plowed my drive. And of course, it's a gravel drive, which means in the spring we have to shovel the gravel back into the drive. Yeah. Yeah, I don't care for that. How are the dogs?
All right, first kidney infection was much better.
To the room,
really?
You know, ding, ding, Ma. Sorry to get you back up the stairs, but Channel 2? Beaver is coming on. Well, we're cruel to them, and they're cruel to us. My father, you know, whenever I was, like, down or depressed, he'd always take me aside and put his arm around me. He'd say, son, I just want you to know, life is a swirling, sucking eddy of despair. Filled with small moments of false hope in an ever-blackening universe. I'd say, great, Dad. If I can't have a sled, just say so. And he'd say, you kids today, which is what I'm saying now. See, this is the scary thing. I'm 29 now. I'm like between generations. You know, my father's crazy. He's always been crazy. But now, like, I don't relate to the other. I went back to my high school. This is what my father and I have in common. We're both scared of teenagers. They have blue hair in my high school now. Do you know this? I mean, people are very nonchalant about blue. Oh, it's blue hair. It's blue hair! If you have blue hair, you're out of your mind, aren't you? I mean, and it's really frightening to see the kid with blue hair talking to the old librarian who also has blue hair. You know. But see, that's it. The hair is the key to the generation. Every generation wants to look different than their father. I had long hair because he had short hair. Now they have blue hair because we did long hair already. When I was in high school, long hair, my father thought this was so radical. I would come from school every day. He'd be sitting there and he'd go, you know, that hair, I can't tell whether you're a boy or a girl. Ooh, one time I just dropped my pants. I said, does this help? And he said no, which hurt me deeply, ladies and gentlemen. Oh. Sure, you always applaud that kind of a joke, sure. But it's true, every generation thinks their kids are crazy. I'm sure there were cavemen at one point going, you know, these kids today, with the fire and the wheel. That wheel, somebody's going to put an eye out with that thing. You watch. And that fire, my kids are glued in front of that fire. They watch it 24 hours a day. I told them, you do your homework, then you watch the fire. They always say, come on, one more log. Hey, thank you, you're terrific.
Nice to see you. Very funny. Very funny.
Thank you.
Now tell us about Sarah. Are you enjoying that?
I am enjoying it.
You're very funny on that program.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to do it. And I have to confute a rumor here, because they said it was in the paper that it was canceled. It was not canceled. It was just not on the fall schedule. They don't have quite a place for it yet, but they're going to find one. When a pilot...
This is an interesting bit of historical information. We're talking about Sarah, and at the time they were looking for it in a spot in the fall lineup. And since then, of course, it went on to become one of the most successful situation comedies ever. It spawned a half a dozen spin-offs, and is now in syndication the world over, making humans laugh everywhere. It's a warm, exciting show business story. Yeah, they found a spot for it in the lineup, all right, on the 12th. The 12th of never.
To me, that sounds, oh yeah, no, I haven't seen it either, but that just sounds like Money in the Bank, doesn't it?
My favorite was Jesus of Nazareth. They show it every year at Easter time, and the promos, I mean, it's a great movie, Franco Zeffirelli, but they show these promos where they, they show scenes from the movie. It's a little tacky, and then the announcer says it starts Sunday on NBC, and then they have the actor playing Jesus go, be there!
Bill will be at Caroline's in New York City beginning...
Pal, did you hear about the trouble they had down at Caroline's? It was a fire. Actually, it wasn't the fire so much. A guy got a hold of a bad oyster and some kind of virulent hepatitis. Boom, just died right there on the spot, knocked over a table, and the candle tipped over and set fire to some drapes.
My next guest is a first grader at PS 124 in Manhattan. He is also a fine cook and the runner-up in the Dorman's Kids Can Cook competition. Please welcome Brandon.
Settling for once and all, of course, the argument, can Dorman's kids cook? It pretty much had the nation divided for generations.
Sit down. Yeah, that's good. Thank you very much for being here, Brandon. Now, we were going to have you show us how to prepare your dish. You won second place in the contest, right?
Yes.
Now, what did you win for second place?
$125.
That's a lot of dough. What are you going to do with the money?
Probably buy a car.
And I have a feeling it's going to be a beauty. Now, you entered a cooking contest. Have you always enjoyed cooking?
Yes.
And do you cook a lot at home?
Not that much.
Yeah. How often do you cook at home? Do you fix dinner for Mom and Dad?
No.
Do you fix lunch for Mom and Dad?
Sometimes.
What would you fix lunch? What would lunch be?
Tuna fish.
Yeah. Okay. Now, was it your idea to enter the contest?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's pretty good. Now, here is what do you call this, Brandon? What is the winning dish here?
Cheese banana crunch.
Cheese banana crunch. Now, is this a... Did you make up the recipe?
Yeah.
You thought this up from scratch? You had no help from your mom?
No.
Uh-huh. And is this a hot dish, Brandon?
Cold.
It's cold. I see. And would this be like a dessert? Would this be a main course? What would this be?
It would be a dessert.
Here's a bit of fascinating statistical information. Even with this young kid on the show, whenever one of your guests is Bob Hope, that makes the average age of your guests just about 75, 76 years old.
Graham crackers and cheese.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you like this dish?
No.
So, with a recommendation like that, all I can say is ask for it by name, ladies and gentlemen. Well, let me, do you mind if I taste a little bit of this, Brandon?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't care.
Okay, so you've melted cheese over the bananas and the walnuts, and there are the graham crackers. I'll just... You know, it's not too bad.
I'm glad.
You ought to reconsider this. We got to do a commercial, Brandon. We'll be right back. Nice to see you. Brandon, thank you very much. It was nice to meet you. Come back. Will you come back again and give us the whole recipe? All right. Folks, we're going to California. We'll see you Monday night. Thank you very much. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
All right, so there's the rerun. Oh, geez. Hal, on your way out, you just turn off the lights. And, look, if we ever get a chance to get Bob Hope back on the show, let's try and coax a couple of golf stories out of him, all right? Oh. Ooh, I need a bromo or something. Ooh.